We continue now at the top of Daf Kufnan Zayin and Beis Masechet Shabbos. This is Shabbos Daf 157b. The Gemara here is discussing the case in the Mishnah where they used a jug to measure a crack in a barrel. And the question is what exactly was going on. So the Gemara explained that there was a mace in this alleyway between two houses. V'gigis seduka munachas al gabov. Rashi has gabov instead of gabon. There was a cracked barrel on top of the mace. Upakaku es hamor b'tfiach. So they used a flask to seal up the hole in the wall. This was in order to prevent the tumah from coming into the house, as Rashi will explain. V'kashu es hamakida begemi. And then they tied the jug with a reed, and they were lowering it, leidem yesham begigas poseach tefach imlav, because they needed to find out whether the crack in the barrel was a tefach wide or not. Rashi here explains. Begigas seduka munachas al gabo v'hameis mutal behilkati tachas hagigas. The mace is in this alleyway right under the barrel, keneged hastak, right corresponding to the crack in the barrel. V'lifnei mos hameis, and before the person died, pakaku b'shavas hamor b'tfiach. They used a flask to seal up the hole in the side of the house. There was a hole in the wall like a window, and they sealed it up. Why? Shema ein bistak hagigas poseach tefach. The concern was maybe the crack will not be a tefach wide. V'nimtza hameis mutal ba'oel she'ein lo makom lotzeis derech mala. And it's going to come out that the mace is actually in an ohel, and there's no poseach tefach, so there's really nowhere for this tumah to escape. And the hole between the two houses is going to bring up the tumah letzad sheni to the second side b'molei agrof, if it's a fistful, as long as the hole is the size of a fist. So what they did was they used this flask which was made out of clay, and the outside of the flask was towards the alleyway. And kli cheres are not mitame in the outside, and it could stop the tumah from coming into the house. Then they took a jug which was a tefach wide, and they tied it begemi with a reed, laid them tikones bistak hagigas, to see is it going to be able to fit into the crack in this gigas. And in that way they're going to find out whether or not the tumah will come through or not. Rashi says at the end here, the reason why they used a reed was because it's something that's fit for animal food. They're not going to leave it tied forever. It's not going to be a permanent knot. It's going to come apart as the reed dries. So that was in order to prevent them from violating the isra of tying a permanent knot. So that's what they were doing in this particular case. And the Mishnah concluded, from everything that they did, we see that you're allowed to seal up the window on Shabbos, we see that you're allowed to measure on Shabbos, and we see that you're allowed to tie, again, as we said, a kesher that's not permanent, a tie that's not a permanent tie, you're allowed to tie it on Shabbos. Ula ikla levei reish galusa. Ula went to the house of the reish galusa, chazi l'Rabba bar Rav Huna, de Yosef ba'avna demaya. He saw Rabbi Rav Huna was sitting in this barrel that was filled with water. And he was measuring the barrel. Amar Lei said to him, Eimor da'ami Rabbanan medida de mitzvah. I understand that the Rabbanan said in our Mishnah that you're allowed to do a measurement that's related to a mitzvah. The lav mitzvah mi amar, but did they say you're allowed to measure things for non-mitzvah purposes? Why are you measuring this item? Amar Lei said to him, Misasik ba'alman. I'm not really having any intention. There's no real purpose for my measuring. I'm just doing it for whatever reason, and therefore it's not a problem. Hadron Allah Mesechet Mesechet Shabbos. We'll return to you, Parag Mesechet. You've just finished Mesechet Shabbos. Congratulations on finishing the Mesechet. And if you've gotten value out of the videos on this channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. And please have a look at the description box below. You can see various ways to support the channel, including liking and sharing the videos. You can sponsor an Amud or a Daf. You can become a member of Daf Tube. All that information is in the description box. And we will continue in the next video with Daf Beis Amud Aleph in Meseches Eruvin.